Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, hello. If it's not your first time, welcome back. I'm glad you're here again. So if you don't know me, my name is Lola or Lola, and yeah, this is part 2 of God's Not Finished With You Yet. And yeah, in part 1 I was analysing Philippians 1:6, and I was just talking about how like you shouldn't compare yourself to others because we don't really know what other people are going through, and you shouldn't. Yeah, so God has given us a fingerprint nobody else has, so that we can make an impact nobody else can. And yeah, thank you for coming back to this video. You probably should you probably should watch the first part so you can understand this part, because it's like a continuation. So basically it was actually one video, but because it was really long and like I have to edit it and stuff, and I don't want to take too much time because the video was really long, I had to kind of cut it into half. So yeah, this is the second video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll be right back after the intro. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. And yeah, thanks for coming here. Thank you. I'm very grateful that you guys are here. Thanks again for 200 subscribers. It's crazy because when I first started this, I didn't think like anyone would actually watch it, but yeah, I'm really surprised by the amount of support and comments I've received. And yeah, I'll be back after the intro. Goodbye, and I'll see you guys later. We live in a society where it seems like we have to hit specific milestones at a specific age for us to be considered successful or accomplished in life. But there's no rule that says you have to stick to this, because God might want a different plan for your life. I've heard of people who graduate at 70, we start their life at 40, we start their life at 50, 80. People get married at like 70, 80. It's very rare, but it happens because these people, it's not too late to restart your life, you know, because it's not too late. Some people are unhappy with their life and they realize, you know what, there's more to life than this. I want to change before it's too late. And they're like 50 years old, and it's completely okay. It's completely fine. And yeah, so life is not a straight line. Life is actually a series of squiggles and lines and dots and I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, I'm just saying life it's not linear. It's not linear. It's not, you get what I mean? It's like a series of ups and downs, like in a heart monitor. So yeah, the memory verse is being certain of this: the Lord who started a good work in you will carry it into completion until the day Jesus Christ returns. So yeah, God has begun a good work in us, and when we carry it out into completion, I feel like when we die, it's because God is finished with us and we've carried out our works into completion. While the verse mainly addresses life and death, it can be applied to other complicated situations in your life as well. In Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, everything happens for a season. And yeah, I believe certain events or situations are placed in your life for a reason, so that God can use it for his purpose, and you can also go from it. His plan and purpose for our lives is different, and it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, as I have said, despite what society has made us believe. What works for someone else might not necessarily work for you, and vice versa. So I'm just going to finish this. I'm not finished with the sermon. I'm going to split it up. Actually, it'll cost me like 3 weeks, which is fine, but yeah, I'm going to split it up. I have some verses here, but all from Proverbs, but all have the same message. So yeah, the first verse from Proverbs I have here is Proverbs 14:12, which says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end leads to death. Proverbs 16:9, man's heart plans his course, but the Lord directs his steps. Proverbs 19:21, many other plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. So I've linked these verses together because they all talk about how our ways are not God's ways. And even if someone plans their own life, essentially God has control over everything. Like for example, my university year, final university, I was like, okay, I want to graduate with a first, because who doesn't? And then later down the line I was like, maybe I was a bit too ambitious, maybe I underestimated the difficulty of my assignments. So yeah, I essentially had to kind of lower the first class standard to like a 2-1. So yeah, and I remember God saying to me, just because you get a first class doesn't mean things will work out well for you. And I was like, wow, like I just sat there like, wow, if God told me that that means obviously I'm still gonna work hard, I'm still gonna aim for the best. But just because something seems good on paper does not necessarily mean that you'll be happy. I like saying external beauty is not equivalent to internal value or internal happiness. Like, for example, Proverbs 31:30, which says charm is deceptive. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And yeah, essentially I was saying that it's actually why some untimely deaths happen, because there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end leads to death. It's why some untimely deaths happen, in the sense that, you know, maybe somebody has set out their own path for their life, but God has said, actually no, I want you to go this path, but you didn't really listen to God. Because I believe humans have free will, but this person, they didn't really listen to God or anything that he had to say. Yeah, they didn't really listen to God or anything that he had to say, so they followed their own path for their life. But then God had a different path for their life. So unfortunately, because they followed their own path for their life, it kind of led to an untimely death that could have been avoided if only they kind of listened to God. If only they listened to God, if only they paid attention, or if only they avoided, you know, risky behaviors, stuff like that. Yeah, and like I said, yeah, God has meticulously planned out our lives. Just because you seem to be going slower than your friends does not necessarily mean that, you know, you're failing, you're falling behind, because I said everyone's path is different. It just means your path is different, but it doesn't necessarily make it wrong.
Type of guy who means what I say. Bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on it.
And I'll quickly add an example before going to the second part of the video, which will be in another video. But yeah, so for example, say all your friends have started a business and everyone became successful in 5 years or more. Meanwhile, you're grinding, you're making money, you're grinding, you're making money, you're trying. You started your business like 10 years ago, but it seems like all your friends who started 5 years later than you are successful. They're rich, they're making money, they have nice cars, they have a nice lifestyle, live in a penthouse, they live in a mansion, they live in apartments. But you're just there like, when is it my turn? Like, everyone's celebrating, everyone's out there, but what about me? What's going on? Have I been forgotten? Have I been stuck? Have I been left in the desert like tumbleweeds that nobody wants? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like everybody's successful, and that's how I feel sometimes. Not in terms of this, but for example, I'm born in July. July is next month, and it feels like January, February, March, April, May, June, everyone has celebrated their birthday. I'm like, when is it mine? When is it my turn? Like, I've wished so many people, when is it my turn to be celebrated? You know what I mean? But I'm also grateful, because I'd rather wait till July than have it earlier, because people that have already celebrated, they have to wait a year. And when it's July, when it's my birthday, they don't get to celebrate as much. So yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, like I'm saying, your friends have a business that they started like 5 years later than you, but they're more successful. And meanwhile, your business is slowly growing and it's been almost a decade. You feel like giving up because you've compared your progress to your friend. While it's understandable, you don't know God's plans for you. What you don't know is, even though your growth and success is slower, you're going to earn more money than your friends combined. Even from your limited perspective, it might seem like you're wasting time, you don't know what you're doing, I'm never going to be successful. God wanted you to wait longer so that your blessing is bigger. And yeah, sometimes I feel like I love delayed gratification, because I feel like sometimes God wants us to wait for something, but the blessing is bigger. And I have a testimony about that. So as I said before, I wanted the first class, and I wanted the first class in my assignment. I've had to wait almost 7 months just to get a first in my assignment. A first is a 70 or above in UK, and that's really, really good. So I've had to wait 7 months for a first, but it's been worth it, because I've been getting like 60s, a few 50s, a lot of 60, like high 60s, low 60s, and I'm like, I thought I've been so close to that 70, but I don't. And I'm like, I've been giving up, and I'm like, I just want to, like, because I worked so hard, I just want that. And yeah, recently, just before my exam, I got an essay back, and not only was it a first, like the first I had this year, it was also my highest grade in my whole academic career. And I'm like, wow. So I waited 7 months. I waited 7 months for that grade, and it paid off, because it paid off so well because it really boosted my average. And yeah, that's another thing I've learned this year. Grades don't necessarily reflect how hard you've worked, how much effort you've put in. Obviously they're important, but they don't tell you the whole story. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now. And yeah, sometimes God will make you wait for a greater reward, but not just, sometimes God will make you wait, not just because there's a reason behind it. He wants to teach you patience and to trust in him even when things don't make sense to you. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. It's actually really long, 20 minutes. That's not what I wanted, that's not what I planned at all. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'm gonna do a part 2. And yeah, thank you for watching my video. Sorry it overran. I wasn't trying to talk. Sometimes I get carried away or like I get excited about the topic. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.